Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Admiral Pegasus, and on today's video, yes, it's Villians Part 1, it's Patch Note Day, and let's see what we're going to have this month. Now, we already know that we're going to have... Oh, thank you for the notification. We already know that we've got some new proto-tech coming in, which is an addition to the forbidden technology, but it's not going to be subjected to the Q's trials, but there is a loop to go with it, so we will get that in as well today. And as you can see from the image, we're dealing with Kai Opaka. Not Kai Opaka, Kai Wynn. She's not one of the best villains, but she's definitely one of those ones that you... I feel sorry for Louise Fletcher that she had such an evil character, but she did a damn good job of playing it. But she's definitely one of these characters you just want to shove out of an airlock. So... the way she was as well. But anyway, so here we go. So you're quite surprised. You never expected the likes of you to show up and cause chaos in our system. Yeah, okay. Yet we enjoy seeing your raw power and hunger for domination. Oh, okay. So the Discovery Transigent plunges the quadrant into chaos with galactic powers blinded by conflict, and the mysterious aggregation rises from the shadow. So these are going to be new hostiles which come in. So we're going to have a new area of space. Yay! More grinding. And apparently, from something I've seen about these particular hostiles, they bypass your shields. So we'll have a look at that a little bit later on in this. Hopefully there'll be more information. Poured into a web of lies, forced into infiltrating enemy ranks. You must balance deception, diplomacy, and strength to survive. So what is the aggregation and how does it connect? And why, of all places, does the aggregation employ the help of familiar adversaries from other times? Wow. So Hammy's also dropped a video on the official Star Trek Fleet Command YouTube channel. So by all means, do check that one out. So let's move myself over here, so at least then we can actually read what was going to be read there. So we got a new officer in Win Adami, and remember that the Bajorans have their names flipped around, so their surname actually goes first. We got new research tree, new prototech, a new building which encompasses the new prototech and everything, and some new missions as well. Oh, as well a new battle pass. Now as well there was all this commotion about the choice rewards being removed for lower end players like G3. That does not include any higher than... Definitely, I'm a little bit two minds on the G4, but G5, G6, you're definitely still getting the choice rewards. Well, as far as we're aware anyway. So, 12 new missions, Ops 35 and above, which is going to introduce you to... well, we already know Transigent, but the new hostiles and the new enemies. You're going to have the new building mission, which is only one particular one. So this is potentially how you're going to unlock it. As far as I'm aware, it is free to play from day one. Usually the buildings in this game are literally day one unlock, free to play. So, a focused experience for G3 and G4. Yeah, okay. Now, handy the fact you put the picture of the Reliant here, because I've actually got this coming later in the week. It's most likely going to be on Saturday, so watch out for the video dropping potentially on Sunday for the USS Reliant. So, during this update, then we're introducing mid-level event tracks, Ops 20 to 44, that lean into the core progression and ship focus objectives. So in this arc, you have to use the Franklin between Ops 20 and 25, and the Reliant from 26 upwards. So watch out for them ones as well. Expected Ops segregation. Segmentation. Okay, I've never heard that word before. Across the event calendar for tuned difficulty and improved rewards. Note these are a shift in objectives only. Objectives only for the Franklin and Reliant. Sourcing remains unchanged. So here's our new hostiles then. Open to 45 and above, it is a new combat focused enemy group. Their primary ability is a hypothermic decay, which melts a percentage of your hull at the start of each round. Wow. That's going to be an interesting one. So it may not... So this bypasses your shields, but it's actually doing, this is what's doing the damage to your hull. If a hostile has 50% hypothermic decay, it will melt half the player's hull in round 1 before firing a single shot. Oh my god. To me, this is a copy-paste of Hazards. It's a copy-paste of Hazards, slightly adjusted, making it more deadly. Okay, so the hostiles will also be equipped with secondary combat buffs, which with more buffs added at higher grades to further increase their challenge. The only counter to the decay is the hypothermic stabilizer, a buff from the building which reduces enemy decay. For example, a 25% decay minus 10% stabilizer will give you a net 15% decay. So by the looks of this, the higher you get your building, the better. The longer you'll survive, basically. So here's the loop then. So you're going to start. The galaxy is under attack from the new collective. Equipped with this new weapon, these deadly hostiles can deal direct hull damage. That's the bit I got. It's there, direct hull damage before firing a single shot. To effectively counter this, you'll need to construct the building. There. Develop the stabilizer and unlock advanced research. Yes, there's going to be some more research, and there's also going to be a refinery as well. Starting from the Thinker system, so again, new area of space. Destroy the hostiles to collect loot for exchange in the refinery. Then moving on to this bit, we got access to the refinery will unlock all new prototype tech as well as targeted sourcing for the forbidden technology and materials. We can look at schematics to upgrade the building and also smuggled studies. Nice. So you'll use the smuggled studies, which I believe is that symbol over the far side there, in the new research tree to gain advantages over the new hostiles, the augment exiles, and wave defense hostiles, which is good because I like doing. I'm slowly getting into the elite waves. It's just a shame that those directives don't drop often enough. But if you do your battle pass, you do actually get enough to actually do several waves. I'm slowly getting into them. It's taken a while, but I got getting there. Powerful buffs against players as well. Improved forbidden tech and vengeance cost efficiency. So for all those players who've already spent, I'm throwing a number here, correct me if I'm wrong, $20,000 already on this thing to max it. Yeah, guess what? Now you're getting cost efficiencies. So that's really going to piss off a lot of players in what's eventually will be early G7, but it's top end of G6 right now because we don't have G7 in the game at current. So this makes upgrading the building very important as it reduces the health melt. That's going to be a mouthful. Health melt effect and helps ships last significantly longer in battle passes against these new hostiles. Essentially, the more you upgrade the building, the easier it becomes. At the same time, the higher building unlocks additional research. So the research is going to be tied to this new building. And most likely the refinery is also going to be tied. I've heard the level Ops 51 is a sweet point. So, and I think that's going to be for like specific PvE tech that's coming. So we will look at this new tech if it's not dropped here in this. So this is your new building then. Building vigilantly monitors novel intel, clandestine technologies and secret projects to keep the station up to its high standards. As a centerpiece of this update, unlocks new powerful research and at 51 grants access to new technology, the Orion Syndicate bomb. That's the one that's got the hang on, yeah. I'm trying to think which one that is. It might be a PvP one, actually, that one. Probably is. Hopefully they're going to say something a little bit further down. So it is important. An important aspect of the building is that it sources the stabilizer, which counters the new hostiles, and other buffs improve the building research and ship construction. So As you say, yeah, core buffs then. Stabilizer, increasing base speed of construction station modules, so that's going to be handy for the higher end of, well, basically G5 players, where your days are like 100 a day, over 100 days for half your buildings. When you get to G6, early G6 is not particularly too bad because it's pretty much less than a week, unless you looking at your ops level, until you get to around 63, then it starts jumping above the 7-day mark. Increasing research speed as well, and construction of ships. Progression milestones then, so level 1 requires ops 45, so if you are below that, sadly, you will not have access to this building. Hopefully the key will be available to you when you get there, but if you are below ops 45, for crying out loud, ignore FOMO. Don't go rushing for this building. Concentrate on what you're doing and where you are. If you've got everything done, then by all means go after it. Do not worry if it means you're not going to partake in a lot of this month's content. Don't worry. Focus on your battle pass. Focus on doing what you're doing. Make sure you're as good as you can be for your level. But when you do get to Ops 45, for those above, like myself, it's going to give you access to Forbidden Tech materials, existing rare Forbidden Tech unlocks in a choice. The C12 Stasis Globe Bundle, Smuggled Studies gift for upgrading the research. Unlocks combat bonuses against new hostiles in the research tree. Unlocks transition mining speed. Wow. And improved isolytic damage against the augment hostiles in the research tree as well. Then you're sitting pretty until you get to Ops 51. Well, not sitting pretty, sitting probably ugly, but here you're going to get access to the uncommon and rare proto technology materials, the Syndicate Bomb Prototech, and existing epic forbidden technology unlocks in a choice. Ops 61 then, so again, this is still going to be available for even for myself, but this is where G6 starts. Existing forbidden technology epic in a choice, epic prototech tech materials, the 3 prototype, right, so the bomb's not part of it then, I'm guessing. No, that's it. Romanian mines, the phaser thing that comes out of the replicator, which is from DS9, and the self-replicating mines, they're the 3 PvP bombs. So the bomb, Syndicate Bomb, is to do with what range, I remember that one, but most of this is centered around the quantum slipstream forbidden. Is that forbidden technology? I can't remember which. We'll have to find later, but please correct me in the comments. So we'll have to look at that one. And then there's a mining prototype tech as well, the Harvester, which you'll get at Ops 61. Once you get to level 67 then, so I don't know why I keep saying Ops, but hey ho. Epic Tech Prototype Tech Tier Up Catalysts become available. So there are a couple of points. So the research then, constructing the building grants immediate access to vital bonuses and hostiles, faster transition mining, isolated damage against the augments as well. So upgrading the building to 45 unlocks the forbidden cost efficiencies, extra PvE and PvP boosts, and Vengeance ship part cost efficiencies. So Vengeance, I'm going to be guessing, will be around level 69, 70, so maybe 69 starting. But if they don't want to do it that particular way to make it easier for players when they get the Vengeance, it'll be up 70, and you'll need that, what is it, tier 15 epic, I think it was. So yeah, the Vengeance is a bit of a thing. I think I might actually go in and do a video on that one, even though I don't have the ship, and I'm not going to have access to it for a while, but hey-ho, we'll think about that one. If you do actually want to see that video, please drop it in the comment section down below if you want me to actually have a quick dive into it. So the piercing research notes then include piercing stats, apex barrier, mining speed for transition, isolated damage, isolated defense against the hostiles. Please actually make sure that you read that as well. Forbidden Tech upgrade optimization, Forbidden Tech tier up optimization, upgrade up, yeah, right, oh yeah, there's the 2 types in the donut. Hostile critical damage reduction, apex barrier shred in wave defense, and critical damage in wave defense as well. Then you got some hostile critical chance reductions, PvP apex barrier on interceptors, explorers, and battleships, PvP isolated defense on the 3 classes, apex shred against the new hostiles, and vengeance optimization as well. So they're going to be your research notes for this. Woohoo! So the refinery then. The refinery is the only source of the prototype tech materials, making it essential to upgrade and unlock these new devices. I will do a video actually looking at this particular part a little bit later on in the day, probably this evening when everything else is calmed down, because everything at home in the minute is just going woohoo for the day, and it calms down in an evening. But anyway, unlock new devices. In addition, sourcing the forbidden tech materials as well, making an exclusive source of schematics for the new building and studies for the new research as well. So here we go then. Onto the tech, the most powerful tech release date to date, fully upgradable and through the new loop, does not require huge trials. Tech requires the same slots as forbidden tech, so you can put this on the ship, and it is going to use your fusion rods as well. Access comes via the new refinery. Some are locked behind specific hostiles and or grades, so bear that in mind. So the first one we got then is the Romulan mines. We saw this in Star Trek Enterprise, Starship Mine, where they came across an M-class planet, looked at everything, and then suddenly they blew up, and a mine attached itself to near the starboard impulse reactor of the Enterprise, which Reed went out to try and disarm, only to get pinned down, and Archer had to come out. And yeah, Reed was prepared to sacrifice himself, but Archer said, I'm not that kind of captain. But there you go. There's a quick update, and the Romulans were too impatient to get them out. But anyway, increases apex barrier against the players, but if tiles on the bridge, it will not work. A lot of saying that lately, but yet they don't even provide sourcing for tiles. So what's the bloody point? We can't upgrade him. He's still tier 1 for even level 70 players. Apex shred against players. When on an this is all interceptor based, by the way. Reduces enemy shield mitigation each round, and this does stack, and it does not apply during station combat, and also increases critical damage against players. Next up is the phaser coming out of the replicator, which is for the explorers, which is pretty much the exact same, except it's got isolated defense against players. So watch out for this one. A lot of this as well is centered around the same as the quantum slipstream, I believe it was. But I will bring that up in the video later on when we cover all this. And then you got Starship Mine, which is the mines deployed in front of the wormhole, self-replicating. The original concept design was actually suggested by Rom, who while him, Dax and O'Brien were trying to figure out a way to stop the Dominion coming through the wormhole, and he just came out with this. But anyway, does exactly the same for battleships, except this one deals isolated damage. Now, it's kind of interesting they actually put the 3 different types on the 3 different classes, 1 each. So, how are you going to do this? That's going to be your choice. So, next up is the Harvester, which is the mining one. So, basically increasing max cargo, protected cargo, mining speed for surveys, and also increases the material mined. It does the bonus increase from the materials mined with a survey as well. Remember, it's survey only, so don't put it on a warship. If you want to put it on a warship, you ain't going to get these bonuses. And here's the Syndicate bomb that I've been racking over in my head all video. PvP utility. An explosive device that's a utility. Can you get that logic? The only thing a bomb's meant to do is to blow up and kill or destroy or not actually provide war range boost, XP, ship XP from combat, faction reputation, and base loot from non-Armada hostiles. Woohoo! Yeah. Nothing in there to help increase your combat. So while I would love it for the warp range, yeah, I can't see me even using this on my ships. Literally, I don't. Actually, maybe the Discovery. Maybe the Discovery to help make it go a little bit further so I can jump that little bit further. Oh, wait, sorry, we've got a piece of research that can help with that. I just need to get to R&D 65 before I can do the next level. So, new officer coming in then is Kai Wynn. Officer ability and a below deck ability. So looking at the officer ability first, ignores so much of your shields for the first 3 rounds when attacking a player's station. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. So starts at 16, tops out 100%. Wow. Wow. Now, before I carry on about this is a good ability. I'm not going to lie. That's pretty good. But the problem is base raiding is so boring because it takes so long. When you hit a decent base, it takes too long. With the what do you call it? The amalgam with all the buffs. It takes too long. Even the G6 faction miners with their skin still takes too long. If we were going to do a proper base raiding, it needs to be 60, 70% out of the base per scoop. Make the raiding fast, make it snappy, and trust me, that will get base raiding back on track. That will bring it back, because then players will just attack bases for the sheer hell of it, because they can. If you cannot drain a base in 5 minutes or less, no point. That's my opinion on base raiding. If you cannot drain a base in 5 minutes or less, there is absolutely no point in base raiding, because at some point somebody's going to come along to defend. Yes, fine, it doesn't always happen. The vast majority of times you actually get to sit there for hours raiding. But sometimes then the players, if they actually get the notifications on their phone, will log in, repair a ship just to give them that little bit of a breather to get a shield up. Boom, you've lost it. 5 minutes or less, that's it. That's what it should be. But hey, that's my opinion. So the below deck is power strong, reduces critical damage by so much as well. So by 100% starting off and topping out at 350%. So by the looks of it, this is the only officer we're actually getting this month. Yeah, I think we're doing away with rare officers now. That's it. Done. Nah. Hopefully this is going to be a one-off. So additional combat then and some content is we've got a projectile, which is the isolated cannon, increasing base damage by 200% against players. And then obviously you got the battle pass as well, which is going to give you officer depot tokens, ship parts, and a lot more, and some shards towards officer win, and some research, some of the research dust as well. So have a look at that later on. Community corner. This is something new. Community managers Obsidian Hamster, and Simpoli are celebrating Star Trek Day with a 10-question personality quiz. Your closest Star Trek match from Kirk and Picard to Janeway and Cisco. Participants will be entering a draw to win a $100 pack. New pack. Certain packs will not be included. Total 3 winners will be selected. And then, of course, we've got a lot of improvements and buffs as well. We're not going to go through them. I've already been on long enough. But anyway, so that's what we've got this month then. Seems interesting, to say the least. If we can find the building, we'll put the building on screen to finish off. There it is. So, get your new building. Crack on. But again, if you're not high enough ops level to actually get this building, don't rush. Only go up when you're ready. Ignore FOMO. Scopely are trying to push players up. No. Do it your pace, how you want to play the game. If you want to rush to get the building, fine, crack on. But that's up to you. But anyway, for the high level players, enjoyed this one. I hope you do enjoy playing this one. How it's going to pan out and everything, yeah, just be aware it is Arcfall. Let's expect the usual shenanigans on Arcfall Day, but it's not a big update. This is pretty much it. But anyway, thank you for joining me. Check it. watch out for the video that I'll drop later on this building and or its loop as well. But until then, I'm Admiral Pegasus. Thank you for joining me. Stay safe, live long and prosper, and I shall catch you on the next video. Goodbye.